Hey people, what's going on? It's Jameel. Man, I had like a really good thing happen to me today, right? Okay. For people just tuning in and don't really know me, like I know a lot of people watch new videos on YouTube all the time, and so people watch videos I've done, interviews I've done. I've done a lot of interviews with a lot of different people, and so people come across that I've done like a year ago, uh, like 2 years ago maybe, and then they come on YouTube and then they hear me talking about my life now, like gang stalk, and they're just like, this doesn't make sense. What's up? Okay. I'm gonna like catch people up, but then I'm gonna give my experience of my achievements of today. Okay, so I'm not really anymore. I'm not into conspiracy research anymore. Now I'm just talking about my life. But I was a conspiracy researcher. Like I was interested in conspiracy my whole life since a child, but recently in the last couple of years, I got deep into conspiracy research. Like John F. Kennedy and the CIA and all that stuff. And I always knew that stuff was real. I always knew there was secret societies and all that stuff, but it's one thing to like sit there and read books about it and talk about it on YouTube, and then when it really happens, you're just like, oh my god, this is real. These people really exist. This is my, and I did a bunch of stuff on Jonestown and the Manson family, and the most attention I attracted, I feel, came out of the Manson family associations around that era. Not necessarily what happened with the Manson family, but all the associations surrounding that era, and the different groups that were caught up in that era of the 60s and 70s. I did a lot of research on like rare cases, like no one ever heard of, like the Zebra murders, Son of Sam. I did a lot on Jonestown. That was my favorite, Jim Jones and the People's Temple. And so at the time, I was just like randomly doing it. I was just randomly reading books, randomly looking stuff up on the internet. I used to spend hours and hours and hours just looking up stuff. I'd even call people. I'd call colleges and call different places. Then I started contacting other conspiracy researchers, doing interviews. I even went to psychics, and I'm gonna tell you something about that. That stuff is effective. Any good detective will tell you if they can't find any leads, they will go to psychics or astrologists or numerologists. So the professional world uses it. The government does use that stuff. So if anybody's ever wondering, the FBI, the CIA, they will use psychics and astrologers and all that. So, I went to all different types of things to get the information I needed. And then it came to be, I knew more about what I was talking about than I thought. And I knew what I was talking about was real, but I didn't know how effective it would be. And so I went out and I just did a bunch of interviews with a lot of different people. And I attracted, it's one thing to know stuff, but then when you go out and you speak it to many, many, many people, and thousands of people are hearing me speak, thousands of people are hearing what I have to say on these matters, and the things I'm saying are real. It's not a game. The things I'm saying is real. The secret societies are real. The people are real. And so it becomes a thing like, this guy can't be out there doing that. We can't afford to have this man out there speaking our business to the world. So I got into a vulnerable situation where I was set up to be killed, and I beat that. I slipped out of it miraculously. Then my life turned into gang stalking. And then gang stalking has been going on for a year. And I think, I know I'm the only person who will ever beat gang stalking because it's improved my life 110%. You know what I mean? My life is 110% better no matter what. Every single day gets better. So I beat it. But today was a glorious moment. Okay. When you're being gang stalked, and for people who don't know what gang stalking is, pause this video and go to Google and type in gang stalking and just study it for a while, and then type in target individual and study it for a while, and then read everything about it. What's happened is, in the modern world, they can't take you and throw you in a dungeon somewhere. And it's not really cool anymore to just set people up and just kill them like they did back in the 50s. It's played out. So they've come up with an alternative. Hell, put them in what the Masons call the white glove treatment. Give them the program. Gang stalking. And they made a movie about it called The Game with Michael Douglas. And in the movie, Michael Douglas goes to the corporation and he gets recommended to go to the corporation. They put him in the game. And it's gang stalking. Everybody around him is in on it. It's real. It's real. And the level that I reached was serious, not because of my conspiracy research, but because of where my conspiracy research led me. After I knew everything I knew after my research, then I actually met up with the real people that were behind my research. I actually got to meet the secret societies and the people in person and all. I got to actually meet these people in real life. And they wanted to study me, look at me and all stuff. So, that happened, and then, it became real. And, I got put, then later on, after the gang stalking started, everything, it just became real. And like I said, like the movie, The Game, go watch that. It's the same thing. And it's just like my life has gotten better ever since then. Ever since the gang stalking started, my life has improved. I take my life 10 times more seriously. How I perceive people. Before, I didn't really care about women. Now like I'm really interested in like women who have goals, women who are doing like that's I'm not just looking. I'm not out looking for just to get laid. Like everything in my life, I take seriously. I take what I'm doing. Like ever since the summer started, I was helping people. I was helping people do roofing, doing lawn work, doing barbecue. I know this guy. He got his barbecue truck, and I was helping him for a while. And I'm going to start back. He took a break right now. His mother's in the hospital, but we're going to start back in a few days, hopefully. And I want to be out there with him in the sun all day, like flipping the barbecue and stuff. Make some extra dollars. But I'm from Michigan. I'm from North Shores, Michigan. I live at my mother's house, right? Okay. Now the gang stalking thing, they pay people to and it's really limited. Sometimes people just drive by you real slowly, and it's set up. I guess it's set up to agitate you. I mean, they'll pull out helicopters. They'll go the whole nine, depending on who you are and what you've done. If you're on a small scale, when it first started with me, it was real small. It was like a car here, a car there, and then as I began talking, the people behind the scene, they said, "This guy, goddamn! Not only does he know all that stuff from his conspiracy stuff, but he, this guy's been around us in person. I mean, he knows who we are, and now he's out there. He's not gonna. We can't allow him to just, what I mean? This is for real, man. And so now he knows, and so then it became a thing where I knew too much, way too much, and so then and I was still talking. I was still running my mouth. I should, had I just stopped the videos, things might have been different. They might have laid off me, but I just kept running my mouth and running my mouth. And so they slowly started increasing the gang stalking program. And as I got stronger, it increased. Before, it was just like small stuff. And then it increased, And so now it's at a point where they've done things like before. They never would have drugged me before. I went to Phoenix. I spent 2 weeks in Phoenix. And it goes anywhere. I've experienced gang stalking in Mississippi, California, anywhere. But I went to Phoenix, and 2 weeks in Phoenix, they were shocked at how far I had came. I could see it in their faces. They had real people. Not just gang stalking people. Gang stalking is the lower level stuff. Real Freemasons from London. High-ranking Freemasons were at my hotel. And when I said my hotel, I'm talking about like the Best Western. That's really not... that's like a casual hotel. That's like one step over like a crackhead hotel. You know what I mean? Like this wasn't like some luxury 5-star hotel, but they had sophisticated ass people there from London. And they were coming up to me and looking at me. These people wanted to observe me in person, and they were like, "This guy from Michigan is the one who caused all this stuff." And it was so cool. I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's me." And I'm hanging out with them. I'm out by the pool and stuff, laying back. I got to hook up. There was a chick that they were going to use. There was a chick that they used against me through the gang stalking thing, and I hooked up with her and had sex with her at the hotel. Before the next day, they used her against me. But I had sex with her the night before, and she didn't know it was me. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, yeah, how we do it. And so it became a big thing. And now that I've gotten stronger, they did things like they drug my food and stuff like that. And so I'm coming back home to Michigan. I'm going to get to my point of the video. But I'm coming back home to Michigan. I've been in Michigan now. This has been like 3-4 weeks. And so everybody, knows who I am. Everybody, I don't even know who the mayor is, but I'm sure he knows who I am. everybody knows who you be, not just because I'm getting gang stalked, but because of all the stuff going up the ladder. You know what I mean? And so it's just like when you're I would be considered an extremely high level political agitator. Like if I went around the White House right now, I'm sure everybody would be notified before I even got there. You know what I mean? It's just like that. But it's cool though too. Like I feel like I'm famous. That's how I feel. Like I'd be kissing girls on the hand, telling them I'm famous and stuff like that. But okay, so today the gang stalking people actually my mother came home today and she had the lights on her car. She got paid off by the gang stalking people. And I was like, and I was happy. I'm gonna tell you. And then she started buying me stuff for no reason. Like nice. My mother started buying me a bunch of stuff. I'm just like, where the hell is all this stuff coming from? Like magazines and all kinds of nice stuff and some T-shirts and all this stuff and all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, you know, like what did I do to deserve this? And I saw somebody was like, hey, just drive by with the lights and stuff like that. We'll give you some money. Blah, blah, blah. And so now my mother, now she knows I'm not tripping. When I was explaining to her about all my stuff and about the secret societies and the government, now she knows I wasn't making it up. Now she never really knew anything about. She knew I had been interested in some particular researchers, and I had went to go hang out with them. And I had did some interviews on the internet, but she doesn't really know. She doesn't really know anything more than that. She's not the type of person to believe in conspiracies. Like if I tried to explain to her, hey, this happened in Jonestown, or this happened with the Manson family, I tried to explain to her a million times that there was more to the Sharon Tate thing, and she'll just be like, I was alive and I lived it. You don't know anything, blah, blah. And so I never get anywhere. And so, so they actually got to pay her. And so that was a confirmation. I'm not crazy now. I mean, I'm living in her house, but all the time I'm talking about, all this stuff about conspiracies. And before she just thought, you're crazy. There's no, Kennedy, I've been talking about John F. Kennedy or something like that. And she just said, you're crazy. That's, that's nonsense, blah, blah. And now she knows, hey, the guy that was your son that's been living with you, living with all this stuff, now he's not crazy. Now you see. And so that was like, oh, like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody else knew what I was talking about, but she didn't. And so it was hell to try to explain to her what was real. So now she knows for sure what's up. And so now I don't have to worry about sounding stupid or sounding crazy, because now you see, they gave you some money. Now I'm paying the bills around here. You see what I'm saying? I'm walking around here like John Wayne now and stuff, like getting a Coca-Cola, talking to girls on speakerphone and stuff like that. Like, I'll say what I want to say. I can say, I'll be talking to the girl. I'm like, I'm talking to the girl on the phone on speakerphone. I pay the bills around. I brought some money into the house, damn it. Famous. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do is walk around here all day saying I'm famous. I don't care what anybody says. I'm famous. See? So you see, it's cool. I like it. Actually, I love the gang stalking. I'm not gonna lie. I love the gang stalking program. I hope it never stops. And today they brought out I stopped the whole. I'm telling you, I went out today and they had an ambulance come with the headlights, and they turned both the headlights on and they stopped the traffic. And I'm just like, hell yeah! I stopped the whole city. I stopped the whole city for a moment. You see what I'm saying? You guys that don't know, for the people who know what gang stalking is or being gang stalked, they will explain to you how it works. But for people who don't know what I'm talking about, well, people who never experienced it, it's gonna sound really odd. And it's supposed to sound like that. But you can't be like me. You cannot. Okay, this is how on this planet, you cannot discover how things really work like I did, and then go out and hang around the people I did and talk about it and spread it to thousands of people, and then find out a bunch of more stuff about some more people, and then start running your mouth about that and expect nothing's going to happen. I didn't know, I know I get on YouTube and I say the most powerful people in the world know who I am. That's true. They do know who JAMEEL RAWLS is. They have, The people who put the people in the White House know who I am. The people who run the Central Intelligence Agency, the people who run they all know who I am. But I wasn't looking for that. I didn't go out into conspiracy research saying I want these people to know who I am. I thought my stuff was really comical. I mean, it is comical. If you watch a lot of my videos, I'm very silly. I'm very goofy. A lot of stuff probably doesn't make sense. But the people who really know what happens and what goes on, they know what I'm talking about. And so that's where the trouble came in at. See my point? But today was a hell of a victory for me to see that. And and you know what? After that, I celebrated. I was outside jump roping and stuff like that. And having a good time. And so, it's just like every day, man, every day I keep separating myself from the person I was before. And now it's become a thing where the gang stalking has I don't know. It's moved me up the ladder. I mean, the secret societies have turned me into one of them. A powerful, now I feel like I'm one of the most powerful people in the world. And when I look at ordinary people, they look less effective. Every day I feel like I'm getting stronger, and every day I look at normal people, and they just don't have they just don't got it. I can't explain it, but anyhow, I just want to put a video up.